11 common mistakes when taking supplements. Have you ever stopped to think about whether you are taking your supplements in the right way? Could it be that, without realizing it, you are wasting money and not getting any real benefit? Or worse, are you harming your health instead of improving it? The truth is that most people make mistakes when taking supplements, and these mistakes can completely compromise the absorption of nutrients and even cause unwanted side effects. For example, did you know that taking certain supplements together can cause one to negate the effect of the other? Or that the time you take it can determine whether the supplement will be well used by your body or simply eliminated without having any effect? Many of these failures go unnoticed and can prevent you from having more energy, a strengthened immune system, and a better quality of life. Today, we're going to reveal the 11 most common mistakes that could be ruining your supplements and how to fix them to ensure you really enjoy all the benefits they can offer. Let's get started. Mistake 1. The wrong timing can destroy the benefits of your supplements. The timing of your supplements can make all the difference between getting real results or simply wasting money. Each nutrient has an ideal time to be ingested, ensuring better absorption and avoiding unwanted side effects. For example, vitamin D can be taken in the morning or evening, depending on your body's response. Some people report that taking vitamin D before bed improves sleep quality, while others feel more energy when they take it in the morning. The ideal is to test and observe how your body reacts. Electrolytes, such as magnesium and potassium, should not be ingested right before bed, as they can stimulate the elimination of liquids, causing you to wake up several times during the night to go to the bathroom. Another common mistake is taking calcium before meals. Calcium can neutralize stomach acid, impairing digestion and absorption of essential nutrients. Ideally, you should take it away from meals, especially if you already have digestive difficulties. If you take supplements on an empty stomach, be aware. Some vitamins, such as fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, need fat to be absorbed properly. Taking them without any fat source can drastically reduce their effectiveness. Now, imagine that you are investing money and expecting benefits for your health, but by a simple schedule error, you are throwing it all away. Adjusting the right timing for each supplement can be the key to you finally feeling the positive effects you expect. And the next mistake may be even more common than you think. Mistake 2. Swallowing a bunch of supplements at once. If you've ever tried taking multiple pills at once to tackle it all at once, you should know that this practice may be impairing nutrient absorption and even causing digestive problems. Many people believe that taking multiple supplements at once is harmless, but the truth is that our bodies can't process large amounts of nutrients simultaneously. This can lead to two main problems: an overload on the digestive system and inefficient absorption. In addition, certain supplements compete with each other for absorption. For example, calcium can disrupt iron absorption, and too much zinc can lead to a copper deficiency. That is, instead of bringing benefits, taking everything at once can generate nutritional imbalances without you realizing it. Another common problem is difficulty swallowing large pills. Some people try to swallow a handful of capsules at once, which can lead to gagging or discomfort in the esophagus. An extreme case of this happened to someone who tried to ingest a large amount of beetroot capsules, along with a glass of olive oil, causing a temporary obstruction in the esophagus and symptoms similar to a heart attack. To avoid these problems, the best strategy is to spread your supplements throughout the day. Dividing into different times can improve absorption and minimize the risks of digestive discomfort. Now that you know that taking everything at once can be a mistake, imagine what happens when you add several new supplements at the same time without knowing which one really works. Mistake 3. Trying multiple supplements at the same time without knowing what works. Many people, when starting a supplementation routine, make the mistake of adding several supplements at the same time. The problem with this approach is that if there is any improvement in health or any side effects, it will be impossible to identify which supplement caused this change. This can lead to frustration, wasted money, and even health risks. For example, imagine that you start taking a multivitamin, a magnesium supplement, an omega-3 supplement, and a probiotic all at once. If you feel more energetic or have digestive problems, how do you know which of these supplements was responsible? The best way to avoid this mistake is to introduce one add-in at a time. Ideally, you should wait at least a few days before adding a new supplement to your routine. This way, you can observe if there are changes in your body and understand the real impact of each substance. Another common mistake is to add add-ins without first investigating whether there is a real need. Many people take supplements just because they've heard that it's good for you, without considering their diet or possible specific deficiencies. If you want to know which supplements can really help you, the ideal is to perform tests to identify nutritional deficiencies and adjust supplementation more effectively. And this leads us to the next mistake, which many people make without realizing it, believing that supplements can compensate for a bad diet. Mistake 4. Thinking that supplements will make up for a bad diet. Many people think they can eat whatever they want and simply take supplements to make up for nutritional deficiencies. But the truth is that no supplement replaces a balanced diet. If your diet is high in ultra-processed foods, sugars, and refined carbohydrates, your body may have difficulty absorbing nutrients properly, even if you take supplements daily. For example, excessive sugar consumption can lead to deficiencies in B vitamins and magnesium, while excess caffeine can impair iron and calcium absorption. In addition, healthy digestion is essential to take advantage of supplements. If your body isn't producing enough stomach acid, the absorption of minerals like iron, zinc, and magnesium can be impaired, making the supplement virtually useless. Another important point is the consumption of proteins. Many people experience constant fatigue and believe they need more vitamins, when in fact they are just eating too little protein, especially for breakfast. Before investing in an arsenal of supplements, the ideal is to focus on a nutrient-rich diet with quality protein, healthy fats, and fresh vegetables. Supplements should be used as a supplement, not as an excuse to maintain bad habits. And since we're talking about wrong choices, the next mistake may be costing your health and your pocket. Buying the cheapest supplement without evaluating the quality. Mistake 5. Choosing the cheapest supplement and ending up throwing money away. When it comes to supplementation, many people choose the cheapest option without even looking at the ingredients or the origin of the product. The problem is that not all add-ins are created equal. Many brands use low-quality ingredients, synthetic substances with low absorption, and even harmful additives. For example, the calcium found in cheap supplements often comes in the form of calcium carbonate, which is basically the same substance used in cement. This type of calcium has a much lower absorption than other forms, such as calcium citrate. Another common problem is cheap multivitamins that contain large amounts of artificial colors, fillers, and even heavy metals. In addition, many supplement companies belong to large pharmaceutical or food industries, which prioritize profit over quality. When it comes to antioxidants like beta-carotene, there are studies that show that the synthetic version can even increase the risk of cancer instead of protecting the body. This is because the chemical structure of synthetic compounds is not always identical to that found in natural foods. But not everything has to be natural. Some vitamins, such as niacin and biotin B7, work well in synthetic form, as their structure remains effective. The key is to know which nutrients can be taken synthetically and which need to come from natural sources to be truly beneficial. So the next time you go shopping for a supplement, don't just look at the price. Check the origin of the ingredients, the chemical form used, and if there are quality certifications. Choosing a low-quality supplement can be worse than taking nothing at all. And speaking of safety, the next mistake can pose a real risk to your health, not considering the interactions between supplements and medications. Mistake 6. Ignoring the danger of interactions between supplements and drugs. Many people start taking supplements without thinking about how they might interact with the medications they already use. The problem is that some supplements can potentiate or nullify the effects of certain drugs, which can cause serious health risks. For example, if you take medications for high blood pressure and start supplementing with magnesium, You may end up lowering your blood pressure too much, causing dizziness and weakness. Those who use blood thinners, on the other hand, need to be careful with supplements such as omega-3 and vitamin K, as they can affect blood clotting, increasing the risk of bleeding or clots. Another common case is the use of metformin, a diabetes medication. It can lower vitamin B12 levels in the body, which can lead to fatigue, weakness, and long-term neurological problems. Many people don't know that they could prevent this deficiency by simply supplementing B12 correctly. Ideally, you should always tell your doctor about any supplement you are taking. In some cases, it may be necessary to adjust the dosage of the drug or monitor the effects on the body to avoid complications. In addition, some doctors advise against the use of supplements due to a lack of knowledge about their benefits and interactions. Therefore, looking for a professional who understands supplementation can make all the difference. And while we're on the subject of dangerous combinations, the next mistake could be sabotaging your supplementation without you even realizing it, ignoring the interactions between vitamins and minerals. Mistake 7. Not knowing which vitamins and minerals can compete with each other. Did you know that some nutrients compete with each other and can end up preventing each other's absorption? Many people take supplements without knowing that some combinations can cause nutritional imbalances over time. For example, zinc is an essential mineral for the immune system, but if it is taken in excess, it can reduce copper levels in the body, leading to neurological and cardiovascular problems. The same happens with calcium and iron. If you take calcium supplements along with iron, one can inhibit the absorption of the other, reducing its effectiveness. Vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption, but for it to function properly, the body needs magnesium. Without enough magnesium, vitamin D will not be well used by the body, and may even cause a buildup of calcium in the arteries instead of strengthening them in the bones. Another common mistake is to consume too much sodium without balancing it with potassium. Excess salt can lead to fluid retention and increased blood pressure, while potassium helps regulate this effect and maintains the body's electrolyte balance. So instead of taking a single mineral in high doses for long periods, the ideal is to seek a balance between nutrients, preferring supplements that combine minerals in a balanced way. If you don't know how to combine your supplements, you may end up creating new deficiencies without realizing it. And speaking of lack of knowledge, the next mistake is one of the most dangerous: relying on opinions without scientific basis or real experience. Mistake 8. Believing advice from those who have no real experience or knowledge. With the amount of information available on the internet, many people end up following wrong advice about supplementation without verifying the source. The problem is that not every recommendation has a scientific basis or practical experience. Often, people share opinions based only on what they've heard, without understanding how the body actually processes nutrients. A common mistake is to blindly trust supplement labels or advertising claims without analyzing the quality of the ingredients. In addition, some institutions avoid publishing positive studies on vitamins and minerals because these nutrients do not generate profits like drugs. This happens, for example, with vitamin D. Even though it is essential for the immune system and bone health, it is still underestimated by many health professionals. Another problem is following advice from those who have no practical experience. Just as you wouldn't ask for financial advice from someone who is broke, you shouldn't follow supplementation tips from those who have never tested and studied the subject in depth. The ideal is to seek information from reliable sources, such as scientific studies, doctors specializing in nutrition, and professionals with real experience in the field. If you base your decisions on wrong information, you may be spending money for nothing or, worse, harming your health without realizing it. And speaking of bad decisions, the next mistake could be the reason why many people don't feel an effect when taking supplements. Not using the correct dosage. Mistake 9. Not taking the right amount to get real results. Many people believe that just taking the recommended dose on the supplement label will get all the expected benefits. But the truth is that the recommended daily allowances, RDAs, were created only to prevent severe deficiencies, not to generate a therapeutic effect. For example, the recommended dose of vitamin D is 600 international units per day, but studies show that this amount may be insufficient for most people. Many experts suggest doses above 10,000 units to really optimize the levels of this vitamin in the blood. The same happens with vitamin B1. The daily recommendation is extremely low and may not be enough for those suffering from chronic fatigue, anxiety, or neurological problems. Another important factor is genetics. Many people have genetic mutations that make it difficult for certain nutrients to be absorbed and converted. For example, some people struggle to convert vitamin D into its active form, which means they need higher doses to reach a healthy level. In addition, the state of your digestive system directly influences the absorption of supplements. If your stomach isn't acidic enough, it can be difficult to absorb minerals like iron, zinc, and magnesium, as well as vitamin B12. In these cases, taking the recommended dose may not be enough because your body is simply not taking advantage of the supplement. If you don't feel a difference when taking your supplements, it could be a sign that the dosage is below what is needed or that there is a problem with absorption. And for those who follow a more restrictive diet, this problem can be even greater. The next mistake can cause some people to develop severe nutritional deficiencies without realizing it. Mistake 10. Restrictive diets that can cause severe deficiencies. Restrictive diets, such as vegetarian, vegan, and even ketogenic, can have benefits, but they also increase the risk of nutrient deficiencies if not well planned. Many people believe that it is enough to eat clean or avoid certain food groups to be healthy, but end up not consuming essential nutrients that are only found in some specific sources. For example, vegans and vegetarians are at a higher risk of vitamin B12 deficiency, as this vitamin is mainly found in animal foods. A lack of B12 can lead to fatigue, neurological problems, and even irreversible damage to the nervous system in the long term. Another critical nutrient is vitamin D. People who avoid animal products need to get this vitamin through the sun or supplementation, as it is difficult to obtain it from plant sources alone. The same goes for omega-3s, an essential nutrient for the brain and heart, which is mostly found in fatty fish. Vegans can opt for algae-based omega-3 supplementation, but many do not know this and end up developing a deficiency of this nutrient over time. Minerals such as iron, zinc, iodine, and calcium also need to be monitored in restrictive diets, as their main sources are usually of animal origin. Ketogenic or low-carb diets can lead to a deficiency of electrolytes such as magnesium and potassium, increasing the risk of cramps, fatigue, and even heart problems. If you follow any type of restrictive diet, it is essential to know the nutrients that may be missing and ensure adequate supplementation. Many people spend years with fatigue, weakness, and health problems without realizing that all of this can be solved with the right supplementation. And speaking of effective supplementation, the next mistake may be preventing you from getting the real benefits of supplements, taking them at the wrong frequency. Mistake 11. Taking the wrong dose or at the wrong frequency and not feeling any effect. Many people only take supplements once in a while when they remember, and then wonder why they don't feel any difference at all. Effective supplementation requires consistency. Just as it's no use going to the gym once a month and expecting results, it's also no use taking a supplement irregularly and expecting it to work. Some nutrients, such as vitamin D, have a short half-life in the body, which means they need to be replenished daily to maintain adequate levels. If you only take vitamin D a few times a week, you may be leaving your body in a cycle of deficiency and replacement without ever reaching an optimal balance. The same goes for minerals like magnesium and zinc. The body does not store large amounts of these nutrients, so they need to be consumed regularly to ensure their effectiveness. Another common mistake is to take very low doses, thinking that the label's recommendation is enough for everyone. But the truth is that each person has different needs, and factors such as age, genetics, diet, and lifestyle influence the amount of nutrients your body actually needs. Additionally, if you already have a severe deficiency of any nutrient, you may need larger doses at first to restore optimal levels before maintaining a maintenance dose. The key to truly effective supplementation is understanding the right dosage, the correct frequency, and the consistency needed to get the expected benefits. And now that you know the 11 most common mistakes, it's time to reflect on how to improve your supplementation and ensure that you're getting the most out of every nutrient you consume. Are you really taking advantage of your supplements? Now that you know the most common mistakes in supplementation, it's time to ask yourself, are you getting the most out of the nutrients you consume? Making small adjustments, such as choosing quality supplements, taking them at the correct time, and avoiding combinations that impair absorption, can completely transform your results. Remember that supplements are not shortcuts to a healthy life. They are allies that work best when combined with a good diet, a balanced lifestyle, and smart choices for your health. If you really want to feel the benefits of supplements, start by applying these tips today. And if you have doubts about which supplements are right for you, seek advice from a professional to customize your supplementation to your individual needs. Your body deserves the best. And now that you know how to avoid these mistakes, it's time to make your supplementation worthwhile.